my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
If you have been in my channel for a while, then you probably know that there are many games from different graphic level get a makeover. And by graphic level, I mean there are games that are old and miserable. Some games come with color palette that looks like urinal used by people with intestine problems for centuries unwashed and probably needs some bleach. And some games are beautiful as it is, but we can make it better. And some games are scary that needs to be even more scarier. And so in today's video, we're going to make a makeover of GhostWire Tokyo. So with that being said, I made this game gloomier because ghosts appear when it's dark, so technically it should be dark rather than being oversaturated like Syndra. Now, I also got inspired by some anime and some horror movies like Ganzo, because they're pretty good Japanese shows, and I also got inspired by this Japanese art because this gave me nightmares ever since I found it on Google in my childhood. Thus I added this castle tone green color shade to this so that it looks more scary and kinda disturbing. This game also kinda had this purplish color to it, which is unnatural, especially when you look at Tokyo. It doesn't look like that, so I kind of fixed that as well. I also added some flare, because flare looks good when it's night, and especially because there's no daytime in this game. Apparently, no matter how much you play it, it's always nighttime, so I make sure that night lights look better. I also had to add some sharpness because this game is so blurry that it's hard to see some enemies in the game. So I decided to add high-pass sharpness. The reason why I opted for high-pass sharpness is because normal sharpness wouldn't do. You see, when game has more contrast, it's easy to make a difference between objects, and when there's lower, it looks softer and it's hard to differentiate the objects. With high pass, you have this black and white layer that increases the high value and then reduces the one that are softer. And then when blended with the game, it looks really sharp, and even the details look high quality. Like, for example, if you have textures that are low quality, even that appear more high quality because of high pass, which is why I added this. Now, GhostWire is a paranormal horror RPG open world video game until you finish the game, because that's where you can no longer be in the game. It is a Bethesda game that made Skyrim and Fallout, and it's developed in Japan. This game is also set in Japan, Tokyo, and according to the director Kanji, it's actually inspired by the duality of Tokyo, because there are office buildings constantly under construction, but if you turn around the corner, there's literal shrine. You can walk directly into one of those and the air feels different. It's like you walked into a different plane and it just tastes different. Sometimes you're walking down the streets of Shibuya and suddenly you go around an alley and you find yourself in the middle of a bunch of ordinary houses. Kind of wanted to take that idea of stepping into a different world in this game in a natural way. Or so they thought, because this game is not natural at all. Because the main character Akita was going to hospital in a rush and got into a car accident. At that time, a tsunami of a lot of air just crushed everybody and took their souls. Everybody disappeared other than their clothes, except for this guy, because he was possessed by some guy. You see, spirits can't possess alive people, but when you're half dead in a car accident, you can. And he was in the way of going to his sister's hospital because she was in a fire accident, and that idiot could have lived, but because she wanted to take the wedding ring of her dead parents, she kind of got trapped, and because of the lack of oxygen, she got into a coma. Now, the main character with the possessed KK, which is the name of the spirit, wanted to defeat the monster called Hanya, which is the guy who is from Underworld, and wanted to retrieve his sister. Unfortunately, she was taken away because she is in coma and she can be used to make some kind of gate between Underworld and real world, because she's in between death and living. I don't understand what it is, but it is what it is. Now, on his way to find his sister Mari, he kinda meets some more people in his cult who believe in ghosts, and dogs that can detect souls, and cats that sell overpriced food because they are wankers. And in order to reach these ghosts, he needed to get a motorcycle, a ghost motorcycle that runs on gasoline apparently. And because all the ghosts steal gasoline, he couldn't run it. We knew ghosts were American. Now, he actually kind of managed to get some gasoline because he defeated some ghosts. He went to the Tokyo Tower, and just when he got to see his sister, she was being used in some stupid ritual to open the gate to the underworld. Luckily, just when the game was being over and everything was going to be finished, she woke up and she reversed everything and went into sleep mode again. And then after that, the main character and the final boss had a fight. That was the last fight, and actually you kind of win. And when everything is over, all the fights are over and there's no ghost left, a sister She dies. Anyway, if you like this video, give a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want more juicy content like this and more graphics mod, make sure you join my Patreon. Thank you all for watching and liking the video if you did, and everybody on my Patreon, and I'll see you in the next one.
So